So, good morning, everyone. I am Shubha Lakshmi, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science from Hindustan Institute of Technology. Today, I am going to take the topic variables and data types. Before entering into the variable and data types, let us discuss about what is variables and what is data types. The first one, we are using what are the data types, otherwise what is the variable we are using in our real time life. The first thing, in the Instagram we are using the usernames, right? That usernames are variables. The same thing, if I want to buy any product in the online, we will use the Amazon or Flipkart, any other one. In that the data types, whatever the product name, that is a string, the integers, that is the value, that is the price amount. These are the some of the data types. And the second thing, we are entering into the college, we have to store the datas, um, like student marks, student register number, student class, section, and all. These are some of the data types. These are stored in the variable. The bank, for the next example is banking application. In the banking application, we will use the account number, the customer name, as well as the what kind of accounts they are having, whether it is a saving or credit account, like that we have to analyze. So that are the variables or data types. The data types, then what is the data are stored in some name, that is nothing with the variables. So this is the first thing we are going to discuss in the Python. So basic data type means it is identify data type of an object. So as I have already mentioned, the data type is, for example, in being in student details means the name is the string. Okay. The next thing, the register number is the integer. The section and all are character. Like this we are having the data types. Okay. So this is the naming variables. Naming variables means what? We are going to assign some values to the variable, that is using the assignment operator. For a equal to 10 means the value 10 is assigned to the variable a. The value is 10 and the variable name is a. The variable name should be short and descriptive. Okay. The variable names that should not class the inbuilt functions, and then it is used to indicate the intent of its use to the end user. And we should also avoid one character variable, as I told, a equal to 10, like that we should not use the one character. The one character variable names are usually used in the looping construct functions and etc. So how we can use the variable name at alphanumerically means, um, first of all, variable name should be in what kind of format means, first we can use the first letter as a capital letter or small letter, but we should not use the number in the first place. So for example, I have given that file 2 age equal to 55 means the first number is the numerical. It can be a alphanumerical, but it should not be mentioned the first letter as the number. So it will give some syntax errors. Otherwise, we can give the lower case or uppercase, whatever it is. But we should not use the first letter as the number. And then we should not use the any special character except the underscore. Okay. Except underscore, we should not use uh, any character, any symbols. Here we have, in the first example we have used the underscore symbol, right? That underscore symbol is the valid, it won't give any error. Okay. The next, I have mentioned as the employee at symbol is not a valid one. So in the assignment operator we cannot assign any uh, values to the symbols except the underscore. Okay. And then the variable name should not begin or end with the underscore. It should be in the, for example, I am going to store the mark of social science means I have to give the space for the social and science, but in way as a variable it will not accept as a social space science is not acceptable, so we have to use social underscore science. Okay, so that is variable. We should not use any underscore at the front of the variable name or at the end of the variable name. We should use as the center. Without other symbol we should not use in that. Okay, so the next one, this is the commonly expected. For example, we can use the lower and upper cases combined. For example, camel means that is lower and upper. Age, emp, we can mention the first letter as the capital letter. Whatever it is, what we are giving means we have to print the same variable name. Okay, then it will be reflected. And we can also the assign multiple values to the multiple variables. For example, physics mark as a 89, chemistry mark as a 90, and then mathematics mark as a 75. Okay, it will reflect in the environment like this. Okay, have you all understand that? Okay, then the next we can move to the topic is data types. So data types is, these are the some of the basic data type. First one is boolean. Boolean means, as we have already know that the boolean is nothing but we are having true and false, whether it is true or false. It will mainly associated with two values only, that is logic. Otherwise in conditional statement also we can use the true or false. Okay, so that is nothing but boolean value. Integer means both negative and positive whole numbers. Okay, we can represent it as int. Okay, the next one is complex. For example, in the mathematics we are having that real part and imaginary part, a plus ib. We can use that values a set of complex numbers. The representation is complex. Float means we can give the real numbers, floating point numbers, that is float. Okay, for string we use the representation is the, it may be mentioned in the single quotes or double quotes. Based upon the environment it will change. The next one, how we can identify the data. And if I want to identify what kind of data means, we should use syntax, that is type. The object is nothing but the variable name. What are the variable name I have given here? I have given as employee underscore name means I have to give type within the bracket that variable name, the capital letter E, employee underscore name, name. Okay, it will print as string because I have given a variable name, store the data type as a ram is nothing but the string. Age means I have assigned the value 55. It is a integer. For example, height is equal to 150.6 means it will give us float. Okay. The syntax for identifying what kind of data type I am using is type. Within the bracket we can mention the variable name. Okay. So here also, what is the type of height? Either as we have already discussed about that boolean, we can give us is int means it will be false because it is a str. Okay, the third example we can give in us, if I am giving us str means it will give us the true. Suppose if I am using the float way for age means it is false because it is a int value. Okay, so like this we can verify whether the given variable is what kind of data type. Okay, next one, how we are converting the data type into the another object. Okay, so for that what we can use means, I have given a type of height is float. Okay, in the next line I am assigning the another variable as a ht, converting the float value into integer value. The height is the float value. In this step ht equal to int height means it will convert the height, that float value 150.6 is converted into 151 or 150. Okay, then if I give us the type of HT means it will give an output as a int. Okay, the next one, I am converting the height of int height means it will give the int only. Okay, because it is already in the height. Consider the another variable, that is salary underscore tire. Okay, if we I mention in the single quotes or double quotes, it will be considered as a string, it won't consider as a integer. If I want to convert means I have to convert this salary tire into the int, then only I will get the output as int. Okay, the next one is how we are representing this string. Okay, so for example, if I mention the ram in this double quotes means I cannot convert into the float, because the single value can be converted, the number can be converted, but the string cannot be converted into the float or sorry from float or integer or any data type, but the string can be converted to the integer. Okay, so this is the basic data type. In the basic data type and variable, what we are discussed means, the first one, what is variable? Variable is nothing but a kind of name we are giving in that. So what kind of name? For example, I am going to calculate the sum of two numbers means, the first one is number one, variable name. The second one is number 2. These two data types, I am going to add two numbers mean whether it may be a integer or float. Okay, that is the data type. And the variable means I am giving the name as number 1 and number 2. That is a variable name. Data types means whether it is a integer or float, that I am giving there. So this is the main concept. We have to identify between the variables, what is variable and data types. Once again I am recalling the concept, the naming variables. For example, if I want to print the 5 marks means 10th mark sheet means, the first one, the variable name will be a Tamil, but the mark is integer, that is the data type. English means English is a variable. The mark I am going to give is the data type. And then physics, sorry, max. Max is the variable name. Okay, the variable name is depend upon the program or depend upon the user. The data types also based upon the program. The data types may be changed. So we can identify what is variables and what is the basic data type. How we are going to assign means with the help of the assignment operator equal to symbol, like this, age equal to 55, whether it may be a small letter or uppercase or lowercase, whatever it will accept. But when we are assigning the first value as the numeric, it won't assign. The variable can be alphanumerical, but we cannot use as the numerical as then alphabet. It won't accept. It will give an invalid syntax. Error will occur. The same thing, we can use the special character underscore. Other than underscore, we should not use any other symbols or any special characters like that symbol, dollar symbol, and like that we should not use. And then before the variable name or after the variable name, we should not use the underscore. Okay, the next one, what are the common accepted terms means, the camel means we can use both lower and upper cases. Okay, in stake means we can use the under the underscore symbol. Pascal means without any space we can use that. So these are the some of the naming convention, and we can assign the multiple variable with multiple values in a single line also. The value for physics is 89, the value for chemistry is 90, The value for mathematics is 75. So physics, chemistry, mathematics is a variables. 89, 90, 75 is the values. The value is nothing but the data types, that is integer. Okay, here they have mentioned that what kind of data type, that is nothing but the integer. Okay, so these are the some of the basic data type, that is boolean, integer, complex, float and string. So boolean means we can represent as a bool, integer means we can represent as a int, complex means complex, float means we can represent as a float, string means str. So these are the some of the representation. Okay, if I want to find what kind of data type means, I have to use the keyword. The syntax for that is type within the bracket object. So object is nothing but the variable name. Here I have given us the variable name employee underscore name, age, height, as well as we can convert the given data types string to the we cannot convert string to the float or integer, but we can convert the integer type string in a single quotes, that is the number will be converted into the string. Okay, thank you.